Hello. You're about to watch a perfect game of Mancala, or a variation of it, and I would like to just chit chat, ramble about the process during the video. If you don't want to listen to it, you can just turn off the volume or something. Yeah. Hello. You might be wondering, what's he doing? Those are not the rules. And you'd be right, because this is a different variation of Mancala that I'm playing, that my mom taught me back when I was a little kid, and we've occasionally played since. The rules for this variation are slightly different. You pick one of your cups, and then I actually don't remember if you move left or right. I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. And you just move in the direction, and then you drop your pebbles in the next cup, the next cup, the next cup, until you don't have any pebbles left. If you empty your pebble into a cup that has pebbles in it, you will pick up all those pebbles and then just keep on going. However, if you empty your pebbles into an empty cup, your turn is over and it's the other player's turn. However, if you land in your home cup, then you can choose one of your cups again and just keep going. And well, based off of these rules, you can tell that you should be able to make a pretty powerful opener, like a pretty powerful first turn where you can get a lot of points within the first round. And well, my mom made one of those back when she was a kid, and she just kept playing with that opening, and she was so proud of it. She was so happy she could get I don't know, somewhere around 20 points in the first round. And then one day during some holiday, it wasn't summer, it was I actually don't remember, it doesn't matter. And so I thought, hey, I can totally, absolutely annihilate this opener and make a way, way, way better opener. And so I set out for doing just that. Okay, before I try to explain how I found out how to create a perfect game of Mancala, I would like to give a little shout out to a little idea I've had, which is to, create a speedrun category for different variations of Mancala, because I personally feel there's so much stuff to dig into. You can try to find the optimal set of moves, what each player has to do in order to end the game as quickly as possible. You can try experimenting with different, making your own boards so that you can play faster, I guess. And you can also just try to just get better at playing the game faster, and techniques and stuff, develop techniques, and I just think there's so much stuff to dig into. It would be really interesting to see how fast you can defeat the game, but also I don't know, also different variations, rules and how many pebbles you start out with and such. I don't know, just an idea. Okay, so back to how I destroyed my mom's opening. I realized pretty quickly that I should absolutely not find this golden opening by just trying out different things with the actual game board, because of many reasons. It's just slow. I can easily make a mistake. I can't just retrace and make a move based off of from the last decision, kind of. I don't know. So what I did was, I knew a little bit of coding in this shitty, it's not the best programming language called Twine, and so I just made a little program where I could just, pick a cup, and then the program would just instantly run what would happen, and then I could just pick the next cup and shit. Yeah. Okay. Then what I did was kind of stupid, because I made these huge visualizations of trees, which showed basically all of the options I tried out and which board state it would create. And looking back on it, I think that they're pretty cool to look at. They're pretty pretty. But it just took a lot of time, and I could have done it way more efficiently. But I tried out different openings, and it didn't take long until I found an opening that was better than my mom's. so I could get more than 20 points. It also didn't take long until I could get an opening that would give me, 36 points. And, well, there is 72 points in total, so that means that you could basically win in the first turn, which is pretty crazy. And then I would try new combinations and stuff, and I would be stuck on getting 47 points for a long time. And then I tried a bit further, new combinations, and I was able to get 60 points in the first round. So I inevitably stopped using the tree method, and I came up with a little algorithm kind of thing, where I start out by picking the cup furthest to the right, and I see, after picking this cup, am I then alive to be able to pick another cup? If I am alive, then I just pick the furthest on the right again. If, however, I'm not alive, I just go back and I pick the cup right on the left to it, and so on and so on. And this is way quicker because, well, I don't have to do the whole tree thing, and I can also, at the same time, make sure that I don't just recheck the same combinations over and over and over again. I can try out new ones every time. And I did this for a bit, brute force. I wanted to make an algorithm in Twine that could just run it automatically, but like I didn't really know how to code at all back then, and Twine isn't really the best program to do that in, so I gave up and I just did it brute force, and I was able to get like 62 points in a single turn, first turn. Okay, so the goal was actually always to get a perfect game, like all the points in the first round, which is possible because in these rules, if you empty all of your cups, you just get all of the points that are in the other player's points added to yours. So basically, I needed to create a combination, an opening where you could empty your cups. This idea had like occasionally lingered in the back of my head for the past few years, and well, I actually don't remember when, I don't know, a few months ago, I guess, I'd been learning Python at university, and I felt like I was finally at a level where I would be able to create a proper algorithm or like program that could just, well, run through that process I explained earlier and find a possible combination where, well, you could get all the points. And so I just sat down for a day and just tried working on this program, and well, it ended up working, and that was great. And I just ran it, and damn, I was ecstatic, you know, when I found the perfect game, the perfect combination, because like I said, I'd been thinking about this on and off for like a few years, and to finally have like an answer, that was great. Something funny I would like to point out about this variation of the game is that I tried like Googling the rules, and I just couldn't find any rules. I could find the real rules for Mancala, but I could not find this variation where you start with like 6 pebbles in every cup, and the rules I explained earlier. I could not. However, well, actually I could. There was a single video where someone explained Mancala, like the real Mancala rules, and at the end of it, she just said, "There's actually another version of it. It's a children's version." And I'm like, ah! And then she explained these rules. Fair. But like something I found very interesting is that like you can't find any of the rules. Like you can't find these rules anywhere but by Googling or in like game rule sets. But like I feel like many people actually know these rules and actually play by these rules. And like this person from like, well, another country than where I'm from knew these rules, and so like these rules must be like kind of popular. Like they must have spread somehow, but like they aren't written down anywhere. Like I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Maybe someone should like look into that. That could be fun. And that someone is me. No, I'm not gonna do that. I guess I could try figuring out how to rewrite the code to make it work for what's it called? A variation of the game, kids version, where it starts with like 4 pebbles in the cups, but like I don't know, it didn't work for some reason, and I honestly couldn't really bother. Maybe if I have figured it out at some point later after making this video, I'll have it like the combination, the opening written down in like the what's it called, in the description, or like in the bin comment or something. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for watching. The rest of the video is just me uh going through the rest of the what's it called, the the perfect opening. Ooh, trademark.